Oh, we are back after a lengthy hiatus, but we're gonna make up for it. We're gonna make up for it today. We got a little bit of everything. We got keys. We got some spec. We got a Grail. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. Um, you know what? Let's just get into the books, and I'll yeah, I'll provide some updates along the way here. So, um, really focusing on the runs I want to collect this year. So I've been picking away at my Vampirella run. I got a few. I always like to start with the mags too. So we got Vampirella number 12. I think that might be my earliest issue now. We also got, let's see here, number 16. I think I paid $5 a piece for these. They're not high grade, those two. But this is number 51. Really clean copy. Really clean copy. And it's got a little nice date stamp there. Great covers on these Vampirellas, man. Hard to find in high grade. But I'm just trying to be patient and take my time and pick away at it. But yeah, so basically I've been trying to really focus on the things that I want, or what I want my collection to look like this year. So I wasn't buying a lot of books for a long time. The other thing too was I only had 2 books on my want list this year. I got one of them in this haul coming up. So you know what I did? I focused on selling a lot this year. And well, I'll get into that in a bit, but let's keep going here. This book had some heat on it a little while ago. I think it's going to come back around. This is linked to the Loki show and the Time Variance Authority. We've seen some still pictures of the Time Variance Authority and stuff, so we know they're coming. This is Thor 371, the first appearance of Justice Peace. Found that in it was like a hobby shop. They had just had some random books in there for $1.50 a piece, so I figured why not. And then 372 is the companion book. That's the first. I think that's the first appearance of the Time Variance Authority. So yeah, I think you can probably find these pretty cheap. And like I said, when we eventually get closer to the release of that Loki show, I think you're gonna see another spike in these books. So get them now. Get them now. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to do this in order, okay? Because, like, man, I didn't buy any books for, like, months, like, over Christmas and into the new year. I just wanted to really focus on what the year was going to look like, and yeah, so, but here is, this was in a collection I bought. I bought, like, a short box. This was one of the books. Thunderbolts number 4, first appearance of Jolt, I guess, like a minor first appearance, minor key. I think it goes for a little bit. This is also the newsstand, which is the kind of the nice thing about this particular copy. These late 90s books, much harder to find in newsstand. Yes. And then everyone's favorite cocaine-powered villain. Yeah, you heard that right. First appearance of, is it Snowflame? New Guardians number 2. Yeah, this book was hot for a couple weeks. I guess supposed to be appearing later this summer in a new book, like a Catwoman book or something. So I don't know. It looks like the prices have come down quite a bit on it. Again, this was in the collection, so like it was like 10 cents or something. What else we got? I don't really think this goes for anything. Maybe a little bit, because of these Kelly Bundy covers. But that's Married with Children, Kelly Goes to College, number 3, newsstand. Yeah, Kelly Bundy, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? She's Kelly Bundy. Yeah. Okay. And then this is it's a low grade, but it only cost $40. Amazing Spider-Man 101. I don't know what to expect from the Morbius movie. or when it's actually coming out now, to be honest. I think it might have got pushed back to like early 2021. But I mean, who knows? Everything's up in the air right now. But most of the issues are along the spine and along the edge. There's some creases up there, but I figured for the price, wasn't a bad purchase. Mm-hmm. Here's a bit of a spec book. We've got that Lois and Clark show in development. We know it's going to feature Jonathan Kent. So keep an eye on the Superman Convergence #2, which is his birth, as well as the Lois and Clark run issue #1, which is the first appearance of Jonathan Kent like as a youth. And then this one is Lois and Clark #8, where he becomes Superboy. I got this, it was at an auction, and I was the only bidder. I got this for $30 Canadian. $30 Canadian. I figured, like, that can't be a bad purchase, right? Right? I mean, I think there's a CGC copy on there that's like identical, and the guy wants like $250 for it or something like that. So I figure I can at least hopefully maybe triple or quadruple my money or something down the road here when the show comes out. But either way, cool little book to have. I think Jonathan Kent and Damian Wayne are both good characters to invest in. So that's how I started the year. And then we went into shutdown. So that wasn't a lot of books. That was over a span of like 4 or 5 months or something. I don't know. And then shutdown started, and everybody went crazy over Punchline. So I waited, and then eventually the prices started to calm down. But man, she was like talk of the town for like 2 months. And I don't think you can ever go wrong with new characters in the Batman universe or the Spider-Man universe. Especially, she's linked directly to, Batman, Joker, and Harley. Punchline, I think you saw the hype, you saw the buzz, you saw the excitement around this character. And you know what my first thought was? I'm like, man, this is DC's like Veronica to Harley's Betty. You know what I mean? Like, they can play some fun little love triangle, and I just think that there's a lot of potential for Punchline. A lot of potential for Punchline, and people seem to be behind it. This book was smoking hot, and I don't think prices have really come down that much. But I managed to get the two together for basically the price of one, so I felt pretty good about that. So that's the B cover. I think it's Federici did that one. But I think this is the one to have. And between Hell Arisen 3 and Batman 89, which is her cameo, I think Hell Arisen 3 is going to be the book long term. It's her first full. There's got to be a lot less of these than Batman 89. I mean, everybody's got Batman on their pulls. So, and then I don't buy a lot of new books, but I picked up the Art Germ. I hear the story inside is terrible. I haven't read it, but it's still a smoking Art Germ cover, and boom, that's gonna be, if Punchline does take off, stick around, become a major player, this cover I think is gonna be sought after. So there you go. I think everybody's got a copy of this, I'm pretty sure. So that's how I kind of got into lockdown. But so here's the thing is, right, like I was selling books. Like, my focus this year was selling books, trimming down my collection, determining what's important to me, going after some big books. So what I did was I actually sold my here. So I got this guy here, right? I got Master of Kung Fu, or Hands of Shang. Sorry, special Marvel edition featuring Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 15. I got that in a CGC 7.5. I had this in a 9.4 CBCS. But given the price disparity, and I'm really happy. I'm really content with a 7.5 on a book like this. I made some good money off the 9.4. Use that with some other, some money from some other books that I sold, and I managed to get a big key. A big key. We could probably end the video. Oh yeah, but anyways, this book is gonna be. I think this movie is gonna be awesome. It's supposed to be like a tournament style. Oh man, I can't wait for Shang-Chi. Anyway, so I got a Grail. I got probably the most expensive book that I'll ever like dish out the cash for. There's only one other book more expensive than this that I would ever consider buying, but it's just so far in the stratosphere, it's not happening. That's AF-15. But really, really pleased to add this guy. Oh yeah, yes, look at it. It's only a 3.5, but it's a blue label. It's got the value stamp. It presents pretty well, actually. Most of the issues are this right edge right here, and you've just got like general wear around the edges. So as far as 3.5s go, I think it looks pretty sharp. It's got white pages. The colors look pretty nice on it. So many of the ones I was looking at had like stains or pen marks or something that just made it look kind of ugly in the price range I was looking at. I did pay fair market value for this, but at least there was an eBay Bucks promotion, so I got some credit coming back to me next month, so I'll be good. But yeah, what else? What can you say about this book? First full appearance of Wolverine, Hulk 181. This is going to be it's already a massive book, but when Wolverine makes an MCU appearance, forget about it. Forget about it, man. Yeah, like, It's my favorite book in my collection. That's one I would like to upgrade eventually, but I'm not in a rush. This is the first time I've ever owned this book, and yeah, just very, very pleased to have it. So that was one of the, like I said, I only had 2 books on my want list this year. That was one of them. I'm working towards the second one now. I'm only halfway through the year, and I've already got the big one of the 2, so I'm in pretty good shape. And it's, listening to guys like ETA Nick and Luther Manning, Patrick, talking about like collection density and stuff, really made me reflect this year, because I was buying so many books last year, and I was getting cool books, but I was ending up with all these boxes. And it's been a lot of fun to sort of transition this year into to seller and yeah, just play the game a little differently, just enjoy the hobby from a different angle. I mean, this book's a little overshadowed by the previous book, but I finally got a copy of Star Wars #1 from 1977, underrated book, I think. Look at all the buzz happening right now with the Star Wars books, the Dark Horse books and everything like that. But there's no question, whether those, Sabine Wren and all those characters, this is the blue chip Star Wars book. There's no question about it. I got this in a 9.2 old label, and I've identified like 2 or 3 pressable defects. So at some point I might try and send this in. I'm very confident, I'm confident that it can pull at least a 9.4, maybe even a 9.6. So fingers crossed on that. I don't think it's ever getting a 9.8, but still, just really, really happy to add that book to the collection. I managed to get that for, I think, like 30% under FMV, which I thought was a really good deal. So, like I said, man, blue chip. You can never go wrong with a book like that. It's going to sustain or it's going to go up. So, I don't mind selling you know, $15, $20 books that don't really mean a lot, you know, their flavor of the month. You know, you do that a handful of times, and before long, boom, you got a book like that. So that's been my strategy this year. Okay, so that was everything up. Like, that was everything in 2020, basically, until yesterday. I finally got to go to my comic shop, which was the first time in forever. And it looked like they put some new stuff out, so I started digging through the bins. I found a few good things. I'll start in the dollar bin section, which I technically did last. I usually go chronological, but so yeah, I did the bins first, or the regular bins, the back issues, and then I went to the dollar bin section. Only found a few, but well, no, actually, I found quite a few. That was the first one I found, Ferris #1, Adam Hughes cover. It is it's a wraparound, but I got the board in there so you can't see it. #3, I think, is the hot one there with the Ice Queen or whatever, but still, Adam Hughes, can't go wrong. Also found Infinite Crisis #5, the first Jamie Reyes as the Blue Beetle. Not bad for $1. I think it goes for like 15 or something like that. And then Ultimate Spider-Man #33, first Ultimate Venom. Don't really know where this character's in. I think the maker, you know, the evil Reed Richards, had the symbiote, this Venom symbiote in a vial last time I was following, but I don't know now. So I know there was a little heat on this book a while back. I figured for $1, and it's crisp. It's a 9.8 if I wanted to get it slabbed, but probably not going to. Plus, it's hard right now to get stuff slabbed, man. I've had an order with CBCS that's just sitting there waiting for the border to reopen, and yeah, man, it sucks. I've been waiting forever for these books, and well, it is what it is. But I'd love to be able to send more, but I just gotta wait. I got a lot of books I want to send. This was the last dollar book I found. I think this is a nice little spec book. This is Age of Ultron, book 10. It's in this black poly bag. And for those of you who don't know what this is, it's the first appearance of Angela in the Marvel universe. So, you know, she started in Spawn, and then she, with all the rights and blah blah blah, she became a Marvel character, sister to Thor. And I think there's quite a few people specking on this character, and obviously Spawn 9 is the first appearance of Angela. If you can get that book in a newsstand, good for you. But anyways, I thought this was a nice little dollar book to pick up, because if something ever does happen with this character, I think that this will get quite a bit of attention. So there were multiples. So I don't know what I was thinking. I just kind of got out of control. I left a bunch there, and when I came up, I showed the shop owner. I'm like, hey, is it cool if I buy 10 of these? I'm like, I left a bunch over there, and he's like, well, he didn't even know what it was. I'm like, oh, you know, it's first appearance of Angela in Marvel. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, maybe I'll go grab those other ones. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, no problem, man. All right, cool. So I bought 10 copies of that book. So, don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll try and sell like 1 or 2 and recoup, and then I'll have a bunch on hand. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have this book in a 9.8, but then I gotta take it out of the poly bag and hope, because I can't see the book. I don't know. But it does. They did update the CGC label. Like, the old labels don't say it, but the new ones say, you know, first appearance of Angela in Marvel continuity. So, yeah, pretty cool. I rarely do that, buy all those multiple copies of a book, but I am kind of specking on that character, so we shall see. We shall see. Either way, I'm in $10. You know what I mean? $10. Who cares? I don't really keep up with new books, but the top 10 list had been released before I went to the shop, so I saw the Thor 5 on the list. First appearance of Black Winter. I don't know anything about Black Winter. I just saw that it was hot, and I was going to the store, and there were still copies on the shelf. So I grabbed one. I think I've already sold it, to be honest with you. So yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about the character, so I don't know what the future holds for this character, but I'm just looking at it as a quick flip. And then they also had the Marvel Zombies variant, which I think, actually, I don't know. I kind of like the first cover, to be honest with you. I'm gonna say, usually I'm a bit biased. I like the zombie stuff, but I kind of like the A cover. But yeah, they were just chilling on the shelf, and there are actually 2 more copies of the zombie variants. So I might go back tomorrow and see if they're still there. Okay, so that's all the new books. I don't really like buying new books for the most part, because I find that they're just like, if you don't have them like day one to resell, like by the weekend, interest is faded. But I mean, I guess they were in the top 10. So, oh yeah, so I started going back through the like the regular back issue bins. I remember seeing this book the last time I was in there, which was obviously like months ago. So I had to do some digging, but it was in there. I actually had to go through it twice. I must have missed it the first time. So this is my second copy of this book, Spider-Man number 12, the first kiss between Spider-Gwen and Miles. What is there else to say about Miles Morales right now? The guy is on fire. So, that being said, while Edge of Spider-Verse 2 has taken off, I still think that Spider-Gwen's future is just as bright. You know what I'm saying? Like, Miles has gone into the stratosphere, and he's carried some of these secondary characters like Silk and Spider-Gwen along with him. But I'm just really, really, really confident in the appeal for Spider-Gwen, and I could see, you know how you're seeing like the hip-hop variants from Miles, like all these Miles books, all of them are just taken off. I can easily foresee something similar happening with Spider-Gwen, and I could see that Greg Land Edge of Spider-Verse number 2 variant becoming just as crazy, or almost, as crazy as that Jurjevic Ultimate Fallout 4 variant. So, I mean, if you can get any of these little Miles keys, Spider-Gwen keys, if you can find them for cover price. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I got this for cover price. So that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, just on fire right now, with no signs of slowing down. Well, I guess the Ultimate Fallout 4 has come down a little bit, but it's still insane. I was surprised to see this in their bins, because they don't really have any old bronze stuff in their bins. Most of it's on the wall. So I was like really shocked to find that just like in the regular bin. Normally it's like all new stuff, like a lot of like Rebirth and like maybe some Copper Age. But anyways, that was in the bin for $5. $5. Submariner number 50, first appearance of Namorita. Book goes for a little bit, so it's pretty pleased. It's a mid-grade copy, maybe a little under mid-grade. I think the biggest issue is it's not a vibrant white. You look at some of the high grade copies of this book online, and it's like a nice crisp white. Yes. But hey, I mean, for $5, I went through the book. There's nothing like ripped or missing, or the spine's in pretty good shape. There's like 2 little creases up here and some minor wear along the bottom edge. but generally speaking, man, for $5, I was very pleased. This was actually this next book. I think this. Yeah, this is the last book. This is the last book, or the first. Sorry, no, this is the first book I found when I started digging. So this is how I knew I had to like spend some time in there. Just kind of like poking through the Iron Mans and found this for cover price. For cover price, Invincible Iron Man #9, first appearance or first full appearance of Riri Williams, another character that I think is going to blast off into the stratosphere, or is like right on the cusp of it right now. I think you've seen some gains over the last little while. I think, again, sort of piggybacking off of the Miles Morales stuff, but I think Riri Williams is going to explode, and this book and #7, and I think the Women of Power variant of #7 is going to be the one that really blows up. But I really like this book. I think mainly because I just hate that issue #7 cover. I think Mary Jane looks like a $2 hooker. No offense to $2 hookers, but she looks a little haggard. It's a bad cover. It really is a bad cover, and it's only like a cameo. So between this being her full and having the better cover, I personally prefer this book. And I think it's just a matter of time, man. I think it's just a matter of time before like an official announcement happens with Riri. Because rumors are rumors, but as soon as something becomes official, we've seen it happen countless times. So as soon as they announce something, books just explode. And I think Riri Williams is coming up in the queue. You know what I'm saying? Like things have stalled the past couple months, but when things get rolling again, man, you just wait. It's just a matter of time. And if you can get this book now. But yeah, find this for cover price. Woo! I felt like how Mercenaut must have felt when he freaking goes digging. Because I never find stuff like this for cover price. I thought when I got to the front, the store owner was going to call it out. But no, he just rang it in. $4.99. Have a nice day. Cool. They're pretty good honoring the prices, so. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm nearing 30 minutes. I didn't think it was going to be that long. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm back in the game right now. I'm going out. I'm finding stuff. So it probably won't be 6 months before I make another haul video. Okay, is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, I just want to say in closing, I've reflected a lot on my collecting habits and how I want to enjoy the hobby this year. And I would just say, maybe recommend to you guys to do something similar and really figure out what it is that you want your collection to look like and the books you really want, and then figure out ways to, set goals and figure out ways to achieve those goals. Because I never thought I was going to own a Hulk 181, and now I do. So, yeah, I guess that's it for now, guys. Take care. Good luck out there. Happy hunting. Peace.